welcome back. Don't you think old houses have about them a certain charm and grandeur? But at the same time, it is very tough to maintain one such house. But there are few people who've not just maintained them but even resurrected it from the dead and brought them back to life. Let's take a quick look. Agreed, constructing a new building is simpler than conserving an older one. But there are a few for whom conservation is a passion.
We fail to recognize the value of many old structures. Today we talk about, recycling garbage, waste, paper, etc. So why not recycle old buildings and sort of look at the existing stock of buildings that we have instead of only churning out more and more new buildings. The ones that are valuable can very well be recycled and put into current use.
There are some people in Chennai who've managed to reuse old buildings. The Chamiers and the Madrass Terrace house are examples. Chamiers, which now houses the brand Ndtv, follows the Art Deco style of architecture. And this style uses plenty of geometrical shapes and motifs. The grills on the window and the chettinad tiles on the floor are examples. Woodwork that was once part of the original structure is still as good as new, and the carvings on the sides of the cupboards and the old-fashioned stair are still very much a part of this retail space. The railings on the stairs are in geometrical shapes, again an Art Deco feature. The handmade green tiles and the mosaic flooring has also been retained. But moving in wasn't easy.
The beauty of this place really lies in its architecture, in the tiles that they have used, and in the Art Deco features which the house has. So we were very keen that we should keep all of this just as it is and work around it. So we kind of maintained the old look. We just scraped the grills and kind of painted it green and then scraped it out again just to give it that same old look. This really does not need any kind of maintenance. All that we do is just polish it maybe once in 6 months with just coconut oil.
Post-conservation, the place was just perfect to house the shop and a cafe outside. The inner bedroom has the same tile pattern as the veranda, and the puja room door is simple but elegantly carved in wood. The smaller first floor room was extended to accommodate Ndtv, and the terrace was redone with terracotta tiles and metal roofing, and an addition of some old doors added to the old world charm. This area now accommodates the bookstore full circle. The Madrass Terrace house also has a story to say. This Roy Petta house was once a part of a row of twin houses dating back many years. But it was closed until Kaveri rediscovered it some time back.
And it looked like the perfect place. We saw this little house with the green doors, red floor. Of course, it was in a very dilapidated condition. I believe it had been not used for 10 years. And as we walked in, from one room to the next room, we fell more in love with it.
The house has high ceilings and the terracotta tiles are visible here. In certain rooms, there are beams running across the ceiling supporting the house, and this is called Madrass terracing. The Tulasi Madam is also maintained as it is. Burma wood is used elaborately in the house, and the carved sunshades outside are still in good shape. The peeling plasters, the banyan tree growing from cracks in the wall, and the unused chimney add to the ancient look. When she moved in, Kaveri repainted the green doors with a blue-green, leaving the hinges, the locks and the stoppers on the door just the way it was. The walls were repainted red, and suddenly the whole house came to life. The Madrass Terrace house is today a retail space and also a venue for many cultural activities.
The Madrass Terrace house appealed to us, and there are some situations where only the name appeals. After that, once we enter into the house, we find something completely different. No? Whereas here, once we entered into this house, we saw there's the Chennai house is here, and fortunately and surprisingly, even the paint, which we used to paint the walls in the house in Chennai, it resembled to what my grandparents' place. There I really had the feeling of being in the house which I knew in my childhood and in my adolescence.
Apart from studying the main structure and attending to its detail, it is important to get the process of conservation right.
It's much like a doctor examining a patient and to see, what the problems are before you attend to what the prescription is. You analyze the building both with drawings, measurements, and in terms of special details. Then you see what the period of construction was, what were the methodologies used, whether some of those workers are still there, some of those skills, whether they persist. So to source the right people to do the work is also very important. And I must add here that, tendering and going with, just the lowest rates don't always work for conservation. It has to be the right skill for the right job.
Attending to structural detail and replicating some of the original older designs are key to conservation. Kaveri has managed to source an antique-looking chandelier which fits into this very space.
Isn't it just great what these people are doing to such old buildings? Resurrection, conservation and putting it to good use. And just when we thought Chennai was going to be one concrete jungle. Well, that's all for now on Property Matters this week. We'll see you next week, same time, same show. Keep watching.